It's 7:34 right now, and a nonprofit government watchdog group called OpenTheBooks.com has found while Tennessee lawmakers are considering whether to reject federal education money, our state has announced it's collected $280 million less tax revenue than what was actually budgeted.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Let's get in with Rachel O'Brien from OpenTheBooks.com to break down what the findings are. And that $280 million seems like a drop in the bucket for the state budget. So why is it important that the state collected much less than that?
Yeah, so the Tennessee Department of Finance said through the first 5 months of the fiscal year, collected less than expected, $280 million less in sales tax, franchise, and excise taxes. And the state said it will adjust its spending to make up for that. But last fiscal year, it was $252 million behind. And so the reason why this is interesting now is there's a new report out from the state Senate on that proposal to reject over $1 billion in aid from the federal education department. So, and that's about $260 million a year for Metro Nashville public schools. So if the state's going to reject all of that money in federal funds, and they're going to make up for it by paying through state funds, it should be bringing in more money, not less money than expected.
Rachel, were you able to find out why that deficit for the last 2 years? I mean, what's going on? We know the population here in Tennessee continues to grow. You know, taxes are relatively high, according to some folks, even though we don't have that state income tax. So what gives here?
When the state does its budget proposal, it's exactly that. It's a proposal. It's an estimate. And so until they actually bring in the sales tax, the franchise, and the excise taxes, they don't exactly know how much they're going to bring in. And so those estimates are coming in a bit lower. And so, that's going to be important when it comes to the state deciding to use its own money instead of federal education money. This is money that if Tennessee taxpayers say, we don't want $1 billion of federal money, they're not going to get it back. It's going to go back to the federal government. It's going to go to other states. And then so Tennessee, residents, they're going to have to decide, do they want to give up that federal money, reject those funds on principle? And then, of course, it's going to come out of other investments, other places in the state that would get that money is not going to get that money. And so, it's important to note what this what the state Senate report just said is that you're not going to get the money back. It's going to, and most likely the state is still going to have to deal with federal oversight. It's not going to eliminate federal oversight.
Right.
So those are.
Brian, thank you so much for your report. Do appreciate that. We got a big session still ahead of us, so much more to come.